Federation, so to you, DJ, Brett, Stephen, and of course commodity group leaders who I've got to know pretty well over the last 3.5 years, Len Valance, Alan Bullen, Emma Germano and Jack Pence. Really great to be here with you all and welcome to my hometown. And congratulations to those of you who have just been through a recent election process as well. That'll be us a bit later in the year. I always really enjoy coming to speak to members of the VFF, and I kind of feel bad because I'm like your fourth or fifth politician in 2 days. So that's, I don't know, how do I wind up being last?
Second last.
Okay. Oh, Samantha's coming too. Yes. All right. Well, I will try and be pretty quick, and then we can do lots of questions if that's rather than too many politicians in election year talking at you, what would be a terrible fate, particularly on a Friday afternoon. But I hope you've had a nice time in Ballarat, and I hope you've packed your woolies because it's pretty cold here. This is my first time in my hometown for a few days. And I popped home for a few minutes just to kind of change my overnight bag contents before coming here. And it's a pretty icy old wind today. But really nice to be here at your conference again this year. I've been your agriculture minister now for 3.5 years, and in that time I've met a lot of you, I've got to know your issues really well. We've weathered some really difficult times together, we've advanced on some really exciting things together. And turns out after 3.5 years in this job, I can lay claim to being the longest serving agriculture minister in the country at the moment. So there you go from being the new girl, what feels like 5 minutes ago, to being one of the old hands. So I guess this time 3.5 years ago, well, when we first came into government, people might have not unreasonably wondered, what's this, new ag minister like, and this new premier, and what do we know about these people? And really what I would say is that our approach in terms of agriculture has been the same as our approach in every other respect, which is about working really closely with committees and getting things done, and doing that very, very directly and with people no matter where they live. And we have, the Premier mentioned it briefly before, we have had a wonderful time delivering in partnership with you all the $200 million Agriculture Infrastructure and Jobs Fund. And that fund just wouldn't have existed without the advocacy of the Victorian Farmers Federation. We've been able to do all sorts of wonderful things with it. So the $25 million first and last mile road fund, and we've just been announcing some of the successful projects through that in the last few weeks. Earlier in the week it was eggs just near Shepparton that we're going to benefit. Last week it was asparagus in Kuirup that's going to get to its export markets in much better condition because the local road's going to be sealed. The $20 million upgrade to the McAllister Irrigation District is well underway. The $30 million agriculture energy investment plan, which I really hope you all know about, is providing free energy assessments to people as we speak, with the next round of grants to come very soon. And $27 million into ag tech is going to make us the digital agriculture leader in the country, and that's really important. I certainly want Victoria to be the centre for investment in digital ag, but also for as many people who are interested, who want to be able to access new technology and new ways of doing things so that we can continue to modernise and innovate, and you can drive better profits and better productivity on your farms, irrespective of what commodity group you're in or where you live, or whether or not you can use an iPhone. We want to try and make this as accessible and inclusive as we possibly can. And we did take another step on digital ag today with the launch of a global search to find that cutting-edge ag tech support for our Internet of Things trial. And it's a real change. When I'd probably been in the job 4 or 6 months or so, and I got on the phone to the department and said, I want to talk to our best digital ag person. And the people at Agriculture Victoria are excellent, and they're incredibly knowledgeable and incredibly focused on their service to all of you and to your industry. But they said, we don't have one of those. We don't have a digital ag person. So we've been building some capability from scratch in what's a very important new area for us. But the Internet of Things trial will investigate network connectivity through to on-farm IoTs, the Internet of Things, that's devices talking to each other basically, as far as I understand, across our major sectors, so dairy, hort, meat and broadacre cropping. I think this really is the next very exciting wave for agriculture, and we want to be part of it. So with genetic technologies, it's going to be the next great shift for productivity and profitability, and we want to be testing it in real life farms, in real life situations. So in the next couple of years, we're looking for 600 farms in Victoria that will connect these systems up, connect devices to monitors, and be changing the way farm operations work to make things easier all round. And another area that we're really, really proud to have been leading the way, and it's got a bit of a techie theme as well, is the electronic tagging of sheep and goats. Now, this was a decision I didn't take lightly. In fact, it was a decision that made me quite nervous when I made it, to be perfectly candid with you. Such a massive reform, so many, there was still quite a bit of resistance to it here and there. But after talking to farmers about it, and I interviewed everyone I met with a sheep for about a year. I was like, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? I came to the conclusion that we really needed to get it done. It's already improving our biosecurity capability, but the productivity and profitability benefits are starting to emerge through the supply chain. Robin and I were just having a chat about that a few minutes ago. And I would take this opportunity, I'm going to show you a quick little video that we put together to show, well, anybody who looked at it on any of our online channels, but we also showed this to the National Forum of Agriculture Ministers, so David Littleproud and all the other ag ministers in the Commonwealth and New Zealand as well. But I just had the opportunity to thank in particular Liam Valance for his support and his advocacy and his very straight-talking advice about how we needed to go about implementing this and why it was important. So thank you. Len, we might roll the video now, if that's okay.
We're on target, we're on track, and the milestones that have been set at the start of this project have been delivered. So we started with producers who were required to put in tags for their newborn chick and lambs, kids, just in January of 2017. With very cost-effective tags subsidised by the government. We're moving together processors who are uploading and scanning those electronically tagged sheep and goats. And now we're in a situation where sale yards are moving those same fibres and farmers for their private property transfers, so we are right on track.
It's a very kind introduction, really, to something that's paramount and really important for the industry, and the benefits it will give you in the long run.
I sort of look at the cropping and think, well, 15, 20 years ago, nobody used a first year, and a lot of people looked at the cost of that and thought, nah, stuff that, I'm just going to keep steering my hand. But you wouldn't buy a new tractor now that didn't have it on it. And I think that the idea is just going to be something like that, that it's just going to be part of our farming business, and you'll scratch your head as to
Manage all that.
Yeah, look, I think it certainly has been a shift in attitude. I think there was a lot of unknowns originally when it was first announced. But in my mind at that stage, it was no different from cattle. It was just a numbers game. It was more numbers. One of the issues